What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Quest for Tears. In this video, I'm going to be doing board games. I think it's top 100 board games. I don't know how anybody ranked this, but it's board games. It's a list of board games. Stick around. All right. As I said, this tier list is going to be all about board games. So the tier maker is called Top 100 Board Games. I think there's actually more than 100 board games on here, so I'm going to have to try to get through these quickly. I don't want, my videos are always long, so I guess just expect it. But as usual, if you want to watch this in faster speed, a lot of people don't know about it, but you can actually change the playback speed in the settings for the video. Feel free to watch it faster. Sometimes I watch videos faster. That being said, I also have in the description the same tier list. If you want to do the tier list along with me, feel free to pull that up. Look in the description for that, and make sure to comment. Let me know what's your favorite board game. Tell me your favorite board games to play. I love playing board games. It's a big part of my life. I don't get to do it as often as I'd probably like, just because of being busy and in life, but I've played a lot of board games. Let's put it that way. I've designed board games. And in fact, I have a game right now that I'm not gonna show you, but I've made board games and I'm working on figuring out how to release a game. I'll probably talk about that more in the future. But yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing and everything, that really helps push the videos out there. So please consider doing that if you're enjoying this content. And without further ado, let's pull up this list and let's start ranking board games. So I'm just going to rank them. I mean, typical S through F fashion that I've been doing. And for board games, I think I'm just going to rank them. For one, if I've played them, did I enjoy them? Would I want to play it again? That sort of idea. And if I haven't played them, I'll put them in the haven't played, and we'll go from there. So we'll start off with 5 Minute Dungeon. I have not actually played 5 Minute Dungeons. I'm going to end up putting this in the haven't played, but I have played 5 Minute Marvel, I think it's called. And I also own, which I don't think they're on here. I kind of did a real quick scan of this list to begin with. And I have 5 Minute Mystery, I think it's called. And 5 Minute Mystery is pretty fun. I like that one. 5 Minute Marvel, it's okay. The mystery one, they made that one a little different. And I know this 5 Minute Dungeon is closer to the 5 Minute Marvel. So if I was going to rank that, I'd probably put it around a B or so. It's okay. But anyways, let's go on. 7 Wonders. You know what? I'm not sure if I've ever actually played 7 Wonders. I played 7 Wonders Duel, which is the 2-player version of it, and it's quite a good 2-player game. Definitely an A rank, probably, especially when considering 2-player specific games. Sometimes those can be tricky to make good, but I don't believe I've ever actually played the actual 7 Wonders. Agricola, never played that one. I've owned it. In fact, I've owned 7 Wonders before. You'll find out I've owned many games that I never played, and then I end up just selling them. So Agricola, I never ended up playing it. Apples to Apples. Now, this was the classic party game. Many games spawned from it. I see Cards Against Humanity is coming up. Games like that all spawned pretty much from Apples to Apples. It was quite a novelty when it came out. Many people have improved on the concept as time has gone on. Apples to Apples remains generally not fun to me. I'm not a huge fan of it. People still like to pull it out and play it, but I don't own a copy of it because I don't think it's a fun game, and I've got better games than it. So honestly, part of me wants to say F, because I can't say F though, because fundamentally the game concept is decent. I just don't want to play it. So I am going to put it at a D. Maybe 10, 20 years ago, I don't know when it came out. When it first came out, maybe I'd have ranked it higher, but I don't really like it now. Okay, we gotta keep going. Azul, I have played, and I only played it once, I think. Once or twice. It was on a game night. Played it a couple times, I think. I did buy it at one point, and then I think I sold it because it just wasn't super high on my list. But I would probably say a B for sure. Maybe if I played it more, I'd be more interested. But Backgammon. Boy, you know what? I'm sure I've played Backgammon, but I certainly don't remember how to play it. I don't feel strongly. I'm just going to put it, haven't played. I don't feel strongly or good about ranking it because I don't even remember how it works. So I'm going to put it down there. Battleship. Everybody's played Battleship. Most people have. Classic game. I'm going to actually say it's an A. It's still decent to play. I mean, it's a simple concept, but not bad. So I'm going to say A. Betrayal on House on the Hill. I have a past with this game. When I first played it, thought it was awesome, so unique, so different. I played it somebody else's copy of it, so then I went and bought it. Then played my copy a couple times. Came to find out it had some of the worst game components ever in a game. All the game pieces would warp, and it's a whole thing. I was very frustrated with it. I even got replacement pieces from the company, and even those warped. So I don't know. I know they've improved and released different versions. That was like version 2 or 3 that I had, I think. Anyways, the game itself is interesting. I don't super like the trader mechanic at this point in my life. I'm not a huge fan of that. I love co-op games. So it's better than apples to apples, but I'm gonna put it down at a C. I've just got such a bad taste in my mouth about it. Beyond Balderdash, I feel like I have played it at some point in time, but I don't remember it at all, so I'm gonna put it there as haven't played. Okay, Boggle. It's been a long time since I played Boggle, but I tend to like word games all right. I vaguely remember sort of how this works. I think I'm going to put it at a B just because I don't have a huge memory of it, but I do typically like word-based games, so I'll put it there. Carcassonne. Carcassonne is a decent game, tile placing game. It's a competitive game. I know it's not on here, but they did make a standalone expansion that's also you can play standalone called Mists over Carcassonne or something like that. That game is a co-op version of Carcassonne. Oops. And it's phenomenal. It's one of the best games. One of the best co-op games, so easy to play, pick up, and understand. Carcassonne itself, I'm going to put as a B. It's not a bad game. It's not one I'm going to go to, but yeah, if it was Mists would be S tier. And I don't think it's on this list, but definitely go check out Mists over Carcassonne, I think is what it's called. Cards Against Humanity. I don't know if I might have played this before, but I've seen enough of it played on the internet and stuff. So whether I have or haven't, I'm going to rate it. And to be honest, again, this is almost an F rating to me because I don't like vulgar games. And the only reason I'm going to bump it up is because I'm going to put it at a D. I don't like how it's vulgar. I don't like the questions on a lot of the cards, but some of them are quite clever, and in some ways it's better than Apples to Apples. It's one of the games that has improved on Apples to Apples, but I would never play it at this point, not unless you heavily censored the game or made a family edition or something. I don't know if they have one. But anyways, Castle Panic. It's been a while since I played Castle Panic, but this is actually probably S tier to me. It's a co-op game. It's tower defense. You defend your towers in the center of the board while enemies come in from all around you. It's great. I'm just realizing like I am nowhere near the end of this list, and I'm definitely a ways into this video. So we're going to have to kind of fly through here. Catan. Oh boy, if anybody knew, of course people say Catan or Catan. I'm saying Catan. That's the American way to say it. I don't like this game. I understand that it is a gateway game to get people out of playing those, just simple Monopoly, Chutes and Ladders, Candyland, all the, the classic type games that people, this is your gateway game to get you playing into bigger, better games. Here's my problem with it. It's not cooperative. It takes forever, and it can be very frustrating. There's often times where, like, after a few rounds, there's clearly somebody who's ahead and you're struggling. You're not getting the resources you need. I don't like it. Honestly, I'd put this as an F because it frustrates me, but I can't put it lower than Cards Against Humanity. I don't know what I'm going to put as an F. Maybe I should just restructure these things. What is an F game? I mean, I don't want to play it. I historically refuse to play this game at this point. What is an F game, though? I mean, when you're thinking about it, what would make me put a game at F? Because I'm leaning towards Apples to Apples, Cards Against Humanity, and Catan. But anyways, checkers, classic checkers, B. It's not that great. Chess is better. I don't love chess, but I've played chess, a few times at different times in my life. I'll put it as an A. I mean, it's obviously probably like an S tier game as far as strategy and stuff goes. But anyways, Chinese checkers, been a long time since I played Chinese checkers, so I can't fully remember it. I'm gonna put it, I think, at a C. It's probably better than checkers. If in fact, I might put checkers there, a C. Checkers ain't that fun to play. Clue. I love like mystery type games, who done it, try to solve it. Clue is one of the first ones, and I'll give it its respect for that. But there's been so many games that do similar things to Clue that are so much better. Clue is so slow and boring, and the whole walking mechanic between rooms and stuff, don't like it. I'll give it a C. Code names can be frustrating, but it can be fun sometimes. I'm gonna just give it a B. I don't love it, don't hate it. It's kind of right there in the middle. Connect 4. Again, Connect 4 is a classic type of game. It's not like my top game. I'll put it as a B. It's okay. Okay, so Dead Panic is sort of an alternate standalone game to Castle Panic, which I put up here as an S. Dead Panic, on the other hand, I'm going to put as an F. And that seems like, there you go. There's an F game. It was terrible. In comparison to Castle Panic, I would never, ever, ever want to play Dead Panic. Never. It was just awful. I can't even remember what it was. I played it once or something, and it was just like, this is so much worse than Castle Panic. And I love zombie themed things. I love like a zombie apocalypse, the tower defense. Dead Panic was bad. I don't even remember. I just know it was bad. Disney Villainous. I think I'm going to put this as a C. It's just kind of like solitaire with people. You kind of just do your own thing. I think there's a couple characters that sort of interact with the other characters, but it's sort of a longer game, and I don't know. I just didn't think it was the greatest game. Dominion is a deck building game, a very popular, one of the first deck building games, I think. Could be the first one. I don't know. I've got a friend who loves it. Shout out, you know who you are. And honestly, I'll give it an A. I haven't played it enough, but I love deck building games. They're usually pretty fun. So I'll give it an A. Dominoes. I'm not even sure if I know how to play dominoes. Like, I've had dominoes and stuff. I don't know if I've actually ever played dominoes. So I think I'm going to say I haven't played it. I don't even know how you play dominoes. I just know how to set them up to knock them over. That's playing dominoes to me. And if I was going to rate that, how fun that is, that's probably an A or an S rank, But I won't go there. Dragonwood I have played, and I do recall it being decent. I don't own it anymore, so I must have lost a little bit of interest in it. So I'm going to put it at a B, because I did own it once and thought it was decent, but I don't own it anymore, so something put me off to it. I don't know what that is. Ucher? I don't know. Evolution. I've never played it. Heard about it. I believe a friend of mine maybe has that. I think my kids played it. Exit, the game. There are many. We're just going to say this is the series because there's a ton of them. I have a ton of them. I'm going to give it an A. I almost would give it an S, but they're very fun to an extent. They don't quite. I've played better mystery games and stuff, or escape room style games. So I'll give it an A. They're certainly fun to pick up and play for a night for like an hour or two. Flashpoint. So this is a curious one because I don't own it anymore. I used to own it and I got rid of it. Sometimes I just get rid of games because we don't play them anymore. But this actually is a pretty decent game. I'm going to give it an S. I actually am currently waiting on the Legacy version. They made a Legacy version of Flashpoint. Looking forward to getting that. Forbidden Desert. We're going to do Forbidden Desert and Forbidden Island, both as A. I played both of them quite a bit early on. They were fun games, fun co-op games. Yeah, they're just solid. Nothing fancy. Formula D. I'm going to give that an S. That's one of the best racing games out there, I think. It's been around for a long time. I will say that it's almost bumped to A because Heat exists, and I think Heat is actually better. But I still own Formula D, and I've played it many a times. It's still a fun game. So Free Cell. I feel like I have played Free Cell. I don't quite recall. We're talking like all these. I see there's a few on here. Card games in general, they're just going to get a D. They're like barely passable. It's fun game. I don't like any games that you just play with a deck of cards. Guess Who? That's a solid, decent game. That's pretty fun for for the most part. Kind of like Battleship. It works. Harry Potter, Hogwarts. Oh yeah, this is the one our game group played. I'm gonna give it an A. I have a board game group. We tend to play these types of just longer games that you can play over several weeks. This has sort of, I guess, a campaign in it to a certain extent. It's a deck building game. It's cooperative. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty fun for the most part, but as we went into the DLCs and stuff, or I say DLCs, expansion, I lost heavy interest in it. When we started playing, I'm not a big fan of Harry Potter or anything, so that didn't help. But yeah, it'll go A. We had fun with it. Heads Up party game. Honestly, I've played it quite a bit. It's a decent game to just pull out. I almost want to give it an S because just, it's decent to pull out and play quick, and I go in spurts with it. I'll give it an S for now. Hearts, we're going to put any card games down there. Jenga, that's like a C. It's okay. I'm not dying to play it. Jeopardy, I don't know. I don't think I played a board game of Jeopardy. King of Tokyo, I'll give this an A. It's an enjoyable game, but there are huge flaws with it. And I can't remember what it's called. It's like the co-op version. I haven't played it yet, so I'm actually kind of excited to play that because this is a elimination game, and I hate elimination as a game mechanic. Actually, I'm going to put this as a B because of that. It's just, I don't think I even own King of Tokyo anymore because it's one of those games. It's like you could literally be out in the first few minutes and the game could last like 30 minutes and you're just not playing. So for that, it loses points. In fact, honestly, probably a C. I love the game mechanics. I love just about everything about it except for that you can eliminate people. I hate that game mechanic. It's like the worst game mechanic. Yeah, let's kick people out of the game when you're trying to have a game night. That's like the worst thing you can do in a game. Anything that's like a take that game mechanic, I hate it. It's part of the reason I don't really love competitive games. The best kind of competitive games are the ones that are short and you can quickly replay them again. Like where like if you lose, it's like, I didn't play like a 2-hour game of Monopoly just to lose in the end or whatever. Anyways, moving on. I don't even know what that is. Le Havre? I don't know. Lords of Waterdeep, never played. I think I watched somebody play that YouTube once, but yeah, I can't rate it. Mad Gab. I feel like I've played this, but maybe it's just I've seen it so many times at thrift stores and stuff where it's like that's one of the games that's always in the thrift section. Mexican Train, never even heard of that. Mind Trap. I feel like I've heard of it, but I'm not sure. Monopoly Deal. I do actually feel like I played this. I think it's like a card version of Monopoly, which probably makes it slightly better. So I'm going to put that as a B. Monopoly Gamer. I'm guessing that's just a version of Monopoly, but I've never played it. Here we have just regular old Monopoly. That's a D for me. I don't like Monopoly anymore. It's forbidden in our house. I forbade it. Munchkin Panic. I know I had this, and I'm pretty sure I played it. Don't remember. I think it's pretty close to just nearly a carbon copy of Castle Panic. I'm going to put it as an A, mainly because I don't remember what it added or did anything to just the regular Castle Panic. Munchkin Deluxe. I mean, Munchkin was one of just the early games that I played that was like stepping outside of like those old classic games. It's kind of a gateway game like Catan, but it's better than Catan. I'd rather play Munchkin, but it's like mediocre better. I'm going to give it a C. Oh Hell, I've never heard of, so that's going there. Outburst. I feel like I've played Outburst, but I honestly can't think of how it works, so I'm going to put it there. Pandemic. Pandemic is a phenomenal game. That's an S. I love Pandemic. I played many different versions of it. Phase 10. I know I've played it at some point in my life, but I have no idea. I don't know. So I'm going to put it as haven't played because I literally cannot remember how you even play it. Pictionary, classic game. I'll give it an A. You draw pictures, guess, nothing wrong with it. Plunder, A Pirate's Life, never played it, don't know. Never played Power Grid, I've heard of it. That's an S tier. Great game. Great. It's competitive, but it's one of those everybody gets to go at the same time. It's just great. It improves on Yahtzee, that classic roll and write style game in every way. Love it. We played it so many times. In fact, Little fun fact, it's one of the few games I've had to order more pads for because we actually ran out. Race cards, I don't even know what that is. Racco. I don't think I've played Racco. I've seen it, and maybe I played it at some point. I've still never played Risk. I played a video game version of Risk, but never the board game. Rummikub. This is probably I don't mind the idea of it, but this has one of the worst entry mechanics to a game ever, in that you have to hit a certain point, certain numbered value before you can start playing the game even. That's one of the worst mechanics. It's like the same thing in I can't even think of it. It's the dice game. Wow. How bad is my memory? I can't even think of it. But it's a popular dice game, sort of like a Yahtzee type thing, but you just keep rolling until you get out. I literally cannot remember what the name of that game is. Anyways, it has an entry point value that you have to hit. I hate games like that because it just ends up, somebody gets unlucky and they never can get in the game. I played one of these with my wife and some friends. My wife played the entire game and didn't get into the game until the last round before somebody else won. It's terrible. F for that almost. I want to say F for these game mechanics that are terrible, like King of Tokyo, Elimination. The game itself isn't bad. I don't mind the game. So I guess I don't want to say it's an F, but I'll put it at D. I can't even see what that's called. Segrua. I don't know. I haven't played it. Scattergories. I know I've played Scattergories. I can't remember it. I'm going to put it as C because I don't remember it. I don't remember hating it, but it's not obviously good enough for me to remember if I loved it. Scrabble. I'm going to put it as an A. I do like word games. I'll put it as an A. It's one of the better ones. Scythe. Unfortunately, I've never played Scythe. It's got to go there. Sequence also has to go here. Shadows in the Forest. Never played it. I believe I've heard of it. Shipwrights. Never played it. Looked interesting. Small World. Small World was fun for a time. It is a competitive game, which I don't like. For that reason, I'm going to put it as a B. Solitaire, it's all right. I'm just going to stick with it. All card games going D level. Splendor, decent game. It is competitive, but it's okay. Part of me wants to say A. As far as a competitive game goes, I'll put it as an A. Star Trek Panic, I never played this one. I did want to, but I'm the only person that really likes Star Trek that I know of immediately, so I never bought it. Stratego, never played it. I probably have played it, but I don't remember. Taboo, that's another game that I'm pretty sure I've played at some point in my life, but I'm going to say haven't played because I'm not certain. Telestrations After Dark. Now, I have played Telestrations. After Dark's just going to get F. I don't think we ever need to make adult versions of games. That's stupid. So Telestrations, that is a decent game. I put Pictionary as A, so I'll put this as an A as well. It's just a fun pass-along drawing game. It's kind of like drawing like Pictionary, but mixed with the game of telephone. Anyways, check it out if it's interesting. Tenzi. Now, Tenzi's, I'm going to say A for Tenzi. It's just a series of, everybody has 10 dice and a whole bunch of little quick mini games. It's the perfect kind of competitive game because games are so fast, like less than a minute, and just replayable. Great. It's decent. Terraforming Mars, never played it. The Game of Life. If there was any old classic game that I'd go back to play, it's probably The Game of Life. I'll give it a B. It's really probably not better than a C though. The Game of Things. I swear I've played this, but I cannot remember it. So I'm actually going to put it as haven't played. The Logo board game I have played. I'm going to give it a C. It's not like the worst game, but it's kind of tough. You don't know all the logos and everything. Oregon Trail, the card game. I wanted to like this game, but I'm going to put it as a D. It was pretty terrible overall. It's just one of those games that was a Target exclusive game or whatever. I never actually played this Oregon Trail game. This one's probably better, but I never played it. Don't know what The Shining is. Never played Ticket to Ride Europe. I technically could rank it because I have played Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride, I'm going to put it as like a B. It's good. I would definitely play it if somebody pulled it out, but I got rid of my copy. I kind of got sick of it. It's competitive. It does take a little while. So in that regard, it's going to kind of be a pass. I mean, this beanbag toss, I mean, I've C, you know, it's like, sure, I could play it quick. I've played it before, but Trekking the World, and I've never actually played this. I have owned it and read the rules. Never played it though. Never got it to the table. So I suppose I have to say haven't played. It does sound like a decent game though. Triple Yahtzee. Triple Yahtzee's fun. I didn't ever realize that. I mean, other than having to wait between turns and stuff, I don't know, but Yahtzee's just decent. I'm going to give Triple Yahtzee S. Trivial Pursuit, I'll give it a B. I definitely like trivia games to some extent, but they also can be difficult too. And then if you don't feel like you know it, then it's not great. I don't know. Uno. See, Uno I want to put as an F, but I know it's not an F. I have to put it as a D, I think. I feel like this whole D row should be shifted to like throw in some Fs in here. I don't know. Uno I don't want to play. It's got all the things like skipping, take that, whatever. It's just like I don't. At least it's short for the most part. Veiled Fate, never heard of it. What do you meme? See, this is like a better type of version of an apples to apples, but I'll put it as a B. Wingspan, never played it. Wits and Wagers, I feel like that was a decent game. In fact, I think I still own it. Haven't played it in a bit. Wits End, never played it. Yahtzee goes right with Triple Yahtzee. They're both good. Zombicide, that's an A rank, could be S, but it did get a little bland after a bit. It's a complex game, but it is co-op and it's a decent game. I liked it. Zombie Dice. I own Zombie Dice, haven't played it in a while, but Zombie Dice is a good game. Probably not quite S tier, but it's close just for how simple it is. 5-second rule. I played this a couple of times. I'll probably put it as a B. Close to an A, but yeah. Camel Up, that's fun one. It's competitive, but it's interesting. It's kind of like betting and stuff, and you race these camels, and it's actually a decent game. I'm going to put it as an A. I actually just sold my copy because we just didn't play it, but it's decent. Century Road. This is it's a competitive game. It's very similar to Splendor. I almost would put this as an S rank. I played it a few times or versions of it. I played Century Golem, which is basically the same thing, just a different theme. I think I will. I like it. It's a decent game, even for competitive. Foundations of Rome, never played it. King Domino, I did own and play at one point in time, and obviously I got rid of it. I'll put it as a C. I don't remember much on how it works exactly. Mysterium, I'm going to give this a B. It's a fun game. There's parts of it I didn't like, but the idea of it, I like where it's going with the idea of it. It's a little like much. I think Dixit kind of takes Mysterium and just gets to its core. Mysterium does add some elements that are fun though, but B is a good place for it. I can't tell what game this is. I don't think I've played it. I can't read the name. It looks like it starts with an N, but I haven't played it. Sheriff of Nottingham, never played it. Sorry, this game sucks. Sorry's a bad game. It's like that elimination and whatever. Like if you land on the spot, you kick your guy back to the beginning, and I don't like. I'm actually give that F. I do not like Sorry. 10 Penny Parks, never played it. I never played Mario version of Life, but that's probably better than regular Life just because of the theme, but never played it. The Wizard Always Wins. This is one of those games where I can't remember if I actually played and owned it, or did I play somebody's version of it, or did I watch a video? I think I have to put it at haven't played. I don't super remember it. Trouble is just like Sorry, basically. I don't like Trouble. F. Uno Flash. I might have played Uno Flash, but I don't remember. I'll just put it at haven't played. Viticulture, haven't played. And then Don't Break the Ice, classic game. Nothing wrong with it. Not like looking to play it necessarily, but I'll give it a B. And there you have it. We ranked them all. So yeah, there's certainly games on this list that, or not on this list, I should say. Yeah, I don't know. Let me just see. So I'm really struggling with this D and F area here because some of these I just feel like I would never want to play. I don't know. I'm going to leave it as is. So that's it. That's my list. As I said, there are obviously a lot of games missing. There's so many games out there. There's games that I love that would definitely be S tier games that aren't on this list, but that's this list for now. This is already a pretty long video, so we're going to leave it at that. And let me know again in the comments, what's your S tier? Even if it's not on this list, what game do you love playing? Did you disagree with anything that I said? I'm sure you did. But yeah, leave like the video and subscribe again. That helps out the channel to grow. And until next time, I'll see you on the next Quest for Tears.